Oh my god, I'm so sick. Anyways. Whoa! Version 3.5 drip marketing has officially been released for the 2 upcoming 5-star units, Cerydra as well as Hysilens, right? So we do have the 2 drip marketing. Unfortunately, I couldn't cover Hysilens yesterday because yesterday we were overworking for Jaffa, but today we're just gonna boom bang bing both of them at the same time. So let's just take a look at Hysilens first, right? Saga of Hero Electra. The name has long since sunk into the depths of the past. It's you, little grey fry. Call me Hysilens, the Knight Commander of the Holy City, and I will remain on watch. I will not let the storms of fate cloud your eyes. Wave strumming knight. Ooh, so where's the violin? Electra Styxia, a coastal city of intoxication and dreams where echoes of old songs still drift among the waves. Electra, daughter of the sea, Chrysos hair who cleanses the ocean's core. Oh, she's like Poseidon. She's like Poseidon, what was the other thing? Neptune kind of thing, right? Cleanses the ocean's core flame, dispels the murky undercurrents, and orchestrates a feast of revelry for the heroes beyond the sky. The show must go on. I swear to God, I heard that somewhere before. Sounds like from another game somewhere. I can't really remember. Even if hope is as fragile as bubbles, the waves will keep surging forward. Styxia Okama, Chalice of Plenty, Fagusa. Whoa! So we already have seen the reactions at Badu, and then we are gonna take a look at a little bit of a close-up of what she has to offer. So she is going to be a physical nihility. I think this is it. Unless she's gonna be another debuffer support, she might save the DOT Society, and I'm almost 99% sure that she is gonna save the DOT Society. Why? Because if you played the game, right, if you're not a tourist, we do have the day and night cycle. Some of the buffs directly correlate to the violin girl, and we know for a fact that those buffs are related to physical DOT bleed. I am 99.9999% positive. In combination of her bleed DOT, I'm guessing that's what she's gonna be about, with Kafka's rework in version 3.4. I think with these 2 pillars of the DOT Society, we are finally DO back, chat. And if you take a look at the way the design is, right, she's like very like fish. I just realized she's a little bit like Sparkle, no? Like Sparkle's goldfish with a hint of like Acheron-ish, purple, flowy, long hair display. It's like Acheron and Sparkle had a baby, and her face is a little bit more of like the more chill, right? The more chill, you know, very nuanced, right? Very collected, right? Maybe a little bit like Mikasa vibes, right? Like Mikasa, Ranmei, yeah, the Kudere vibes. Actually, now that I think about it, yeah, her hair also a little bit reminiscent of Lingsha. They literally both have bangs. Like, if my editor can slap on Lingsha's picture here, they literally both have the same bangs, which is very nice, right? And then this is gonna be an overall, yep, goldfish into physical okay, I'm not gonna say DOT yet, but it's gonna be physical nihility, and I'm 99% goddamn sure she will save the DOT Society. I do want to touch on this one thing, which is if she's gonna be introduced to DOT, right? Assuming that she's gonna be introduced to DOT, theoretically speaking, right? Who is she going to replace, though? And I think that is probably like the biggest question for all the DOT havers, right? Who exactly is she going to replace? Because I'm pretty sure you're not going to be replacing the brand new reworked Kafka. They literally just cooked her fresh out of the oven in version 3.4. If Kafka is not going away, and if you absolutely need a sustain, either be it like Hia or Huan, whichever one of those two, and if she is going to be our latest version 3 DOT, that means your slot tree, there really is only like 2 options at E0. It's either gonna be Black Swan or it's gonna be Bubbin. If she does not really replace any of these specific slots, somebody has got to go. I don't know if Bubbin is going, or I don't know if Black Swan is going, but we have seen a little bit of the the triple DOT being in play before last time. And technically it did work, right? Triple DOT with like an E2 Jiao, E1 Black Swan, and like E1 Kafka. It did work, and it actually worked exceptionally well, especially against, I believe, Savrok. It was very, very good. But it also relied on sustainless. I think back then, the sustainless triple DOT, and you slap that shit on with a Bubbin, it worked like extremely well because you had the team 1 attack buff, you had a little bit more of the attack frequency from Kafka's follow-up attack. I'm not sure if Hysilens is gonna have her own individual hits to maintain Bubbin's energy uptime, but I think the ultimate factor, if you still want to run a sustain, right, is whether or not she's gonna be contributing towards the hits. Robin, she can't really sustain 100% energy uptime anymore unless A, you have like the E2 with the S1 to have the massive influx of energy regeneration, or B, you are up against an enemy that hits you multiple times, like for example Hule, for example Nigador, right? If you are up against these kind of enemy, I think energy regeneration is still gonna be okay, and assuming that she can still get 100% energy ultimate uptime, all that kind of stuff, then I think it's gonna be okay to say that. But if she cannot get a consistent energy uptime, then Black Swan maybe might still see a potential play, because the whole purpose of Black Swan, especially with the way the ultimate works with like Arcana and everything, is to stack on DOT, right? So she technically works the more DOT you have. So if you combine Hysilens with like Black Swan as well as Kafka, I think the three of them could work as an entire team. If you want to talk about, I guess, like highest possible damage, I think the three of them plus Bubbin is gonna be de facto best as well. But the moment you want to throw in a sustain like Huan as well as Hysilens, then it really depends on ultimately if Bubbin is able to utilize her kit to the fullest efficiency, right? Because at the end of the day, I want to say this is gonna be a very straightforward answer, but the thing is, Kafka is also getting buffed. So we don't really even know what the shape of DOT is gonna be like going forward, and how Kafka will impact the current DOT team before 3.5 even releases. I don't doubt that she's gonna replace someone. It just depends on who is she benching. As I remember back in Idea Restart, right, it's killed someone, right? The question is, who are we killing, right? Somebody has got to go, and Hysilens is definitely going to be the one that's going to be staying, right? So that is pretty much going to be it for Hysilens drip marketing, as well as my early impressions based on like the elements, the paths, as well as the unit design. Also, I just one last thing before we go into Farina, right? I think DOT, they all have very voluminous childbearing hips. If you think about Kafka, if you think about Black Swan, if you think about Jiao, I think all of them have pretty decent childbearing hips. Just a little bit of an observation, if I can say so myself. Okay, anyways, let's move on to the next unit. Farina, right? Flame Bearer, Titan, Empress, Supreme Commander, Imperator, Fontaine. The world has given me countless titles, but you may simply call me by my true name. Wait, what is Farina's true name again? Focalor, and there it is, Focalor, right? Chess Master Monarch Focalor, the Northern Empire, a lost dynasty where frozen lands burn with the ambitions of conquest. Sovereign Cerydra, Chrysos heir who wields the core flame of law. Bro, they know, man. Like, you can't tell me this is a coincidence. You literally you cannot tell me this was a coincidence. When Farina was literally like the supreme fucking judge of Fontaine, you cannot tell me this is a coincidence, okay? There's just no fucking way, alright? You shall set your pieces challenging the gods, pass judgment on the faithless, and carve the path of flame chase into the fate of this world. This is no end. The path of Amphorius shall blaze across the stars. Ogama's scales of justice. Wait, so is she gonna be the brand new like prime minister, president, dictator, king, empress? Because technically now Ogama is nobody in the helm anymore, right? Because she became a bracelet, and you know that shit happened. So ooh, you know, oh, she was way before. Oh, she's 5,000 years old. Oh, she's even older than she's even older than Tribi. Oh, is that spoilers? How the fuck am I? Oh, wait, maybe in the lore they said it, right? Oh, actually, yeah, they did say it in the lore. Oh, wait, yeah, they did. All right, it's the cycle. It's the cycle. Okay, wait, I have a tourist moment. Yeah, it's the cycle, right? The cycle of life and death. Yeah. Okay, this was the back in the days. It was back in the days. Yeah. Okay, it was a cycle. Okay, I get it. I shut the fuck up. Yeah, okay. Anyways, chat, is this why? Is this why I see it is? Is that a motherfucking Harmony icon. And there it is. All right, with that, we have come to the end of the drip marketing. She is going to be a definitive mass pool. I swear to God, I have played these games before. Do you guys remember what happened to the first Harmony support in version 2? Sparkle. And then the second Harmony support came out in the later parts of version 2. Babin. I'm not saying that she's gonna cook Tribi or whatever, right? But like, if she does, how would she cook Tribi, man? Because at the end of the day, and I think this at this point is like a little bit of a fundamental issue, you only need 2 teams. You only need 2 teams for most of the endgame content. There is really no need for like a 3rd team, which means that your slots, right, your positions, it's like a company, you only have 8 seats, right? There's only 8 employees, and everybody wants to be the fucking employee. Everybody is fucking applying their jobs, putting the job application. Boo, job, right? They are putting a job application to fill in that specific role. So if we're gonna be releasing a Harmony unit, there has to be a way in which you're gonna be convincing the consumers to actually pull for Cerydra over Tribi, right? Because at the end of the day, you only have this amount of slots, right? So that being said, let's just see what she actually looks. She really does remind me so much of Farina. It's crazy. Like literally, she has the fucking crown. Oh my God, I didn't even see it. Bro, I literally didn't even see the crown. She has the fucking crown, chat. The law, the hair, the design, the wand. All she needs is like the pet jellyfish. Like literally all she needs is like, can you imagine if they make her in remembrance class? And then she summons like chess pieces. Bro, that would literally be Farina's cousin, sister from another mother. Wait, is she dumb? Why is she wearing 2 different shoes? Are you dumb? No one in the world will wear 2 different shoes, alright? So let's log the fuck in and solve this fashion disaster. Holy shit, right? Who the hell wears 2 different shoes in this day and age, right? So, yeah, the design is extremely reminiscent of Farina's design from our favorite gacha game, rank 1 in the entire world, Genshin Impact, right? Genshin Impact. And she is like unveiling this like rope. So I'm looking forward to like her design in game, right? Like during her non-ultimate stage, she's actually wearing this. Like she's wearing this as like a cape, as like a royal robe. And then when she casts it out, she takes off that robe like Conqueror Lilias. Like Conqueror Lilias, she fucking takes off and she commands the army. And then you give a team-wide greater attack buff, crit damage buff, a dual follow. Bro, dual follow-up attack in Honkai would be crazy, chat. Wait, that would actually be crazy? Because I don't think HSR has ever done something like this before, right? Like, after she does a basic or a skill, she commands your unit to attack again. Similar to like Sea Phantom Politis as well as, what was the girl's name? Lily, right? Bro, that could be the first, right? Because she is like a commander-ish empress kind of unit. And that would literally change everything for like a lot. Bro, stop saying Uncle P. I'm literally just theory crafting. Because I feel like that is one of the few things that HSR has been lacking in the support department. And a lot of these other turn-based gachas, they all have it. Like literally so many turn-based gachas, they have a support that basically doubles up as your DPS without having the bonus turn, right? Bronya sort of... Wait, actually, it actually makes so much sense. Because Bronya, as the Wind Harmony, she is like the one that gives you extra turn, right? So Bronya gives you an extra turn. So like, maybe she just does the thing that Bronya does, but she doesn't give you an extra turn. She basically just does a basic or like a skill, and then your DPS just follows up with a follow-up attack. Bro, I think she would be like... Wait, there's a potential that she might replace something in Aglaia. Bro, can you imagine if you have this mechanic and you pair this up with Aglaia? Wait, bro, I swear I'm cooking, guys. I'm legitimately cooking so fucking hard because she is like the predecessor of Aglaia, right? So she's a bro, and then if she does her basic, she will create a joint attack, which is what Aglaia is like the biggest beneficiary of, because all of your other basic DPSs, they don't really care about the basic that much. And Aglaia being her direct descendant, she will follow up through with a free joint attack. Bro, I swear to God, I'm cooking, guys. I swear to God, I'm cooking. Wait, I swear I'm legitimately cooking this. I've never seen I don't even know what... Why you guys... Bro, I'm legitimately cooking so... Bro, my mind's gonna explode. My mind's legit gonna explode. Wait, it makes so much sense lore-wise. She's like Aglaia's predecessor. She gives Aglaia a free follow-up attack, and Aglaia's follow-up attack is a basic attack. So the basic attack is gonna be a joint attack, and Aglaia is gonna take like 800 turns of like joint attack. Bro, I'm cooking so fucking hard. It's crazy, guys. It's actually crazy, right? So, okay, outside of what I just cooked, I feel like that would make so much sense lore-wise. HSR is slowly starting to move away from the multi-target content, right? As seen from the Hule showcases a couple of times. So as they are slowly starting to shift away from the multi-target content, they release a Nexa for the single target hits in order to supplement D-Herda, because D-Herda is gonna suffer quite a bit if you're not up against 5 target, right? So a Nexa sort of fixes the D-Herda problem. So for Rina over here, she's then the Empress, right? The commander of the next path that's coming in version 3, which is gonna be funneling away from multi-target and then towards single or trio target environment. And then she's gonna work perfectly with Aglaia, because she's not someone that is gonna be cooking extremely well with multi-targeting, right? And on top of that, the lore reasons, all the lore reasons, I think it just makes so much sense that she's gonna be working very, very well with this kind of like non-multi-target DPSs for the respective teams. And outside of Aglaia, if I have to make a guess, she probably can work with Phylon as well. I'm not sure what Phylon is gonna be like, but if Phylon is gonna be a destruction class physical DPS, right? And she's not gonna rely on like counters or whatever the fuck, I feel she's gonna be the connection for the bridge, because what we have been noticing so far from all of the releases is that they release a DPS and they release a support to make the previous DPS stronger. It has been the same form for the past 2.5 years, right? For example, right, Akron, right? They released Akron is absolutely busted, right? And then they made the environment shield for Akron. After a couple of months, when she starts to fall off a little bit, then they give Akron another little bit of a bump. Not by a little bit, by the way. It's a huge, massive bump in terms of Jiao Chiu, right? And I feel that for Phylon, it might be a very similar situation. So maybe Phylon on release, they're gonna shield for Phylon using the respective Phylon elements, but the moment they shift away from Phylon's elements and then they go back into like a brand new path, that's when Farina over here, she's gonna help propel Phylon even further and go beyond. I feel like between these two, I am like way more interested to see what Farina does, because if my cook is correct, right? If my cook is in the recipe, right? If the cooking is accurate and we cook up like a Michelin star dish, well, she will literally change everything for the HSR's meta. Farina's buffs. Okay, wait, hold up. Advance their action by 100%, increase final damage dealt. So I'm almost positive she's gonna be a hyper carry support, right? Conqueror's Dex, I'm the Riot, right? So that's gonna be that. Next, increase final damage out. This whatever. Speed increased by 60%. This screams Aglaia, no? Because Aglaia with the even more speed, it helps her attack skill even more. And then she can take additional turns. Because like outside of Aglaia, the other physical, like not really physical, but like hyper carry DPS, right? They can't really utilize the speed as well unless you are certain that they lap Cerydra or whatever hyper carry support twice, which has been the formula for Aglaia, right? Because usually even if you give them a 60% speed buff or any form of speed buff, if they don't lap your support twice, it is essentially worthless speed. So after you buff them, you get a 60% speed buff, right? You get a 60% speed buff, but if it's not fast enough to lap your support twice, so let's just say this gives you, okay, I don't know, 180 speed, right? Something like that, right? It will be faster than your support, but if it's not fast enough to get you the second term, which is 134 effective because this is 133, then it serves zero purpose, because if this does not exist, it is the exact same photo, right? It is the exact same photo as 2 turns with 1 support buff. So if most of our DPS are going to be building at a baseline of like 134, it tells me that unless that specific DPS is like super giga ultra fast, this speed buff is not going to be that impactful. I'm not saying that the Farina is going to give us a 60% speed buff, but I'm just saying that for most cases, speed buffs on a DPS generally don't really matter that much, right? Generally don't matter that much unless it can help you overcome the threshold. Second point, okay, not second, third point though, skill point recovery. Oh my god, I think Sparkle needs to put the fries in the bag, man. At this point, because this was like Sparkle's like biggest selling point, especially if you didn't have that E0 S1 Sunday, right? With E0 S0, Sparkle still gave you more skill point positivity. And at this point, if we're gonna have both skill point and action value advance, I really don't know what is the purpose of Sparkle at this point anymore. It doesn't make sense for a version 3 support to give you skill points, but none of the version 3 DPS use a lot of skill points. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, almost every single DPS we have seen outside of Herta, and even if you have the S1, they don't really consume a lot of skill points, right? My Day doesn't consume skill points. Casualist doesn't consume skill points. Agria doesn't consume. Literally every single DPS doesn't give a flying fuck about skill points. Which means unless Phylon consumes a lot of skill points, or like another DPS comes out that consumes a lot of skill points, this wouldn't make a lot of sense in version 3 supports. So I'm guessing what's gonna happen is that if she's gonna give us skill points, a DPS in version 3 has to make use of the skill point generation. Because otherwise, what's the point? Right? Literally, what's the point? Okay, with that, between these two, looking forward to Verena. DOT was so back, looking forward to her testing out. But as 3.5 is gonna be... Check, when is 3.5 again? 13th of August, 6 weeks later. So that is quite a decent amount of time, to be fair. Yeah, it's gonna be like 1.5 months. So a lot of time to prepare, and frankly speaking, with the upcoming 3.4, there's like the 7 units I want to go through. Totally overworking, guys. HSR is so bad. HSR is so bad. Oh, wait, chat. In Bibiton, Lunate is using basic attack as well as QQ. Hail Guowang, right? So with that, we come to the end of our drip marketing react. We'll let you guys let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Who do you guys prefer for? Who you guys gonna be putting? Are you gonna be skipping final? Are you gonna be skipping fake collab for our upcoming 3.5 units? Blah blah blah. Our role today is gonna be use code Pokemon Gamers House because we do have a brand new shirt, guys. This is a brand new shirt. This is a brand new shirt. Right, this is a brand new shirt, right? Brand new shirt, right? Using code Pokemon Gamers House. Using code Pokemon Gamers House. Absolutely insane. Join Twitch, join Kick, join Discord, join King. All the best of the views. See you guys next time. Take care.